So if you own a Zero FX or FXS, you already know the lighting can be improved. The whole bike is like super modern, all the latest technology, but the lighting, come on guys, we should have done LED. No LED blinkers, no LED headlight, no LED taillight. Well, for the headlights, I got you covered. This is the Rolling Wrench LED headlight upgrade kit. We're going to pull those yellow filament style bulbs out and put the fanless LEDs in. Let me show you what comes in the kit. This is the Zero FX and FXS LED kit. When you open it up, you'll get your little instruction booklet and some little grommets, which I'll show you how those go in a minute. But the kit is really easy. You have a positive and a negative on each light. Super easy. Now when I said fanless, you have these heat sinks here, and these heat sinks is what's going to cool the light down. Whenever you have a fan type headlight, the fans are really, really loud, to the point where if it was installed in a car, you would hear the fan inside the car. So very unappealing, especially on a silent Zero bike. So that's why we did fanless. As a disclaimer, the Rolling Wrench LED headlight kit is not a Zero product. It's made for off-road use only. Install at your own risk. We're going to start by taking a number 3 and removing the screws. There's 2 of them. That'll just pop off like that. Right here is a piece of Velcro, just like on the back here. In this scenario, this came off. So maybe you just push it on really good. I'm going to take a microfiber towel and put it right here, because when I unbolt these Allens, I'm going to place this on here. I don't want to scratch it. Now I've got my number 5 Allen. I turned the bars so I can get to it and I'm not hitting the shroud here. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. The reason why we're unbolting this is so we can get to behind the headlight. I like to crack these loose before I take them all the way out. So back behind the light, you'll have this rubber that can just pop off. Both sides are going to be the same, so I'll just show you the one side. This is your ground. These things are on here pretty tight. Unplug that, and then you see this white wire here. You're going to follow that up, and it'll have the same type of plug right up the way. So I'm going to unplug that. Like I said, they're really tight. So there's that. So now I'm going to pull this black wire out of the rubber boot. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. The goal is to get this light removed so we can put it on the bench. Last step is unplug these brown and green wires. You could do all this without unplugging this if you wanted, just if you wanted to do the whole job here, but I'm removing it to show you on the bench. So I've got one side in. I pulled the old light bulb out. Let me flip this around. That's what it looks like. So go ahead and pull this rubber boot off. You're going to run this little cord out. There's going to be these little clips. Push it down, and move it over, and then see how that opens up like that? Then you could pull that little bulb out. Real easy. In your kit, you'll see this little rubber boot that looks just like this. We're going to take our light. See these little, the shapes, line them up. And it's not super easy, but you shove the rubber through, and see we can slide this down. Just kind of work it down all the way to the bottom. There we go. Now we've got to cut a small hole right in here, because that hole is going to seal around here. So I'll do that. Start with a small hole. Something like that. Doesn't have to look too pretty, because it'll seal. If you don't believe me, check this out. Slide this down. See that? Looks pro. Now you want to make sure you're not touching this. Alright, next thing. See this little rounded spot? If you look down here, there's a square spot. If you look on the light, same type of thing. There's a square on top, round on the bottom. Square goes on top, round goes on the bottom. Push your clip in and lock it into place. You got the boots on. Everything's ran through. Now, I'm going to do a little zip tying. So notice how I zip tied these little ballasts together and then the little heat sinks together. Now if we flip this around, in here are little parking lights. If you want to take this one step further, we've got our LED parking lamp conversion kit as well. This is really easy. So just pull these things out, give it a little wiggle. Don't pull the wires, pull only the rubber. It's like that. Pull that out of there, give a little wiggle. That's our filament style light bulb. And then we'll install one of these. You always want to try these on the bike first. If it doesn't work, pull it out, flip it around, plug it back in, because it is directional on the polarity of the power. Push that back in, same thing over here. Pop the new one in. I should mention, these rubber boots, they used to go down a lot further. You can make them go down further if you use this type of rubber boot instead of the one with the heat sinks going through, and it'll slide it down further, and this will wrap around the back of the light. So there's two options there you can choose from. These are now ready to be installed, so let's bring them back over to the bike. You want to take note of which side is which when you plug these in. Each side is labeled low and high on each side. So, and then same with the wires up here, they're labeled low and high. So just start plugging them in. And let me show you. There is not any way to get it wrong. The negative is a small terminal and the positive is a lot bigger. So just plug those in, match up the wires. These wires, they go through the middle, just like this. And the greens go to black. Green goes to black. Brown goes to brown. And there's no wrong way to do this. Just green. It doesn't matter if you mix them up because they come on at the same time. Now all we got to do, this is the more difficult part, is trying to squeeze these up in here so that you can install your light. Right up here is where I'm putting the ballast. I haven't mounted this in yet, but we're just going to install in reverse. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty dang dark out here, and I'm going to give you the sample of what it looks like. Bam! There's low beam. There's the passing light. High beam. Now let's go around here. See how they match? This is the LED. This is the actual LED headlight, and this is the LED running light. So if I pull this out, so you can pull this out down at the bottom, they do match really well. And then here is the high beam. Here's high beam, low beam, and just to give you an idea how dark it is.